That's it. Hi guys. Hope you guys are doing fine and have a wonderful Sunday so far, and I hope I can make it better if no. How have you guys been doing? Hope you guys been having a great time. I'm a bit woozy in the head, a bit tired, but doing fine otherwise. The end of the year is near and I can feel it everywhere. In my bones, in my jelly, in my head, in the weather. Nah, honestly. Wish we'd have some nice snow, but sadly we don't. Not sure about y'all. Could use some snow, honestly. Otherwise, not much. Zomar and you are in chat. Ayo, decent? Hell no, listen. Nah. As far as I know, the first chapter of this game is called Descent because the whole idea is that you go inside the mountain to look for a cure for your disease. I played the whole demo through and through, okay? I played the demo through and through after my stream. On my stream, I got a really shallow ending because when I was playing it, I was doing a marathon of not DLCs, oh my god, I'm stupid. I was doing a marathon of demos, so I played the demo of Obscura, but I got a really shallow ending because the demo itself was at a really late hour and I really needed to sleep. So I was like, okay, you know what, fair, I need to sleep, I cannot stay more, I'm just gonna get the shallow ending and go. But afterwards I played the game and I basically went through and through to get every ending, and in the demo of this game there is basically a pretty much set, how do I say this? A set amount of endings you can get. Like each character has a best ending, but one of them. And I was going for the best ending with each character to see the best scenario, which would like basically lead you then to chapter 2 and so on. And my favorite character is the one actually that doesn't have a best ending, and for hours I went through all the choices. I reloaded, I loaded back, I reloaded, I loaded back just to get that stupid ending, and never got it until I learned much later that for that one character there was never a best ending in the demo at all, there was only a good ending. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is this? So yeah, that's how I ended up. And now I don't exactly know how the game is full. As far as I know, it's still in early access, and basically you have 2 character routes done, and from the 2 character routes we have the priest, who's Cyrus, the one that I basically got the shallow ending with, and one of the other mask guys, basically. Don't wanna spoil it. And I think I would like to go for the other ending, not exactly Cyrus's. I'm still thinking what I wanna do, but I will figure it out, I swear. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Because I do wanna check. If I can view the other 2 characters, pretty much, but I don't think that is a viable option. So, anyhow, hello episode, hello Andrew and hello 40. Sorry, I was yapping a lot. I'm also doing my dislike dailies in the meantime, and I'm also farming for a skin. So I'm like multitasking at its prime, because the skin is for Embla, and I love Embla so much as I love her boyfriend. And every time I see the story bits between her and Fushi, my heart is just warms up. Fushi, the man you are, literally. I might have downloaded this game for What's his name? Hold on, give me a sec. Actually, give me a sec. I might be stupid. I may be stupid. Yeah, Drew. That one. I might have downloaded this slide for Drew, but I sure stayed for Fushi. And Embla too. I honestly, like, there are a lot of good characters that I never even got to react to when I was originally doing my long video, which is kind of sad. I think me and Mazu would have had a field day with Parmi, my girl, but anyway. I'm not gonna do a second part. Oh yeah, by the way, I wanna say this. So, this light has this championship event bag. Championship event means that you can collect ripples, and if you fuse them, you get legendary characters that you cannot get in normal gacha pools, whatever. And I've been dying to get Yamato since the day I started to play the game and see the story. And I am like 5 ripples away to get Yamato, and I'm pretty sure that by the time I finish the championship, I'm gonna get Yamato, and then I'm gonna go for Venlog much later. Anyway, the whole idea is I told myself and Theo, for that matter, who's not here, but I don't know, he knows what I'm talking about. So I told Theo, for that matter, the moment I get Yamato's ripple and put him together and get him as a character, I will actually download AFK Journey. So should I do another video like I did with this light? Get Mazu in if I can, probably next year, because Mazu is quite busy during Christmas time and I don't want to bother her. But I could try doing New Year's. I'm like, hey Mazu, so how about we now react to AFK Journey characters before I also download that game and then actually start playing that one too? Because I know that also has really good character designs and furries. An idea. Tell me about it, chat. Is that something you're interested in? I do. The reason why I wanted to download AFK Journey was that they released a character called Captain something Hog. It's not Hog. It's not Hog, because I know that I misread it and I was like, Hog? Yes, sir. But like, I don't know. But the Captain King Hog? Kid Hodge? I don't know, it's just a really weird name. But anyway, I was like, I kinda wanna download the game now, because damn, that character looked kinda spicy. Anyways, I need one more, what is this called? Sort of event item, and I can get my skin. So should I farm now? No, I have to stream. I have dating sims to play. God dang. Anyhow, I'm almost done with this chat, we can play. My bad. I got a bit excited. Do excuse me. Anyways, I wanna get Yamato. Period. Like, I need his beautiful hip bones like nothing else. And I already have her sister and I have her divinity too. So I'm just literally here like, where is that Japanese twink? Where is that Japanese twink? Get home. Get home to me. So I just gotta do some stuff in the meantime. Gotta put some multi-battles because I have to consume stamina and I run out of blitz items. I really hate when gacha games don't let me quick flash get my stuff without, you know, consequences. Like, why? You want me to keep the game on and, you know, waste RAM? That's what it is. Anyhow, sorry, I'm yapping a lot. But otherwise, we can basically just play Obscura as soon as I'm done with this, because you cannot multi-battle multiple times either. I don't know. I'm a bit antsy. My bad, chat. Is this? Am I safe? Am I allowed to be antsy? Is this a safe space? I say way too many things when I'm off the sleep. I had some terrible dreams too, like ghosts and stuff. I didn't like it. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna prepare the Actually, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna put you here. I am going to... There are 9 achievements? I'm gonna try and see if I can see my favorite character or not. Or whatever. And then if I can't, I'm gonna be sad, basically. A try is a try, you know? Wait, I don't wanna share my dislike. I wanna share this. Good. I can't hear anything so far, so you're not alone, chat. Yes, 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 I know. I know that this is an 18 plus stuff. I wonder if it's gonna be well, visual as well, because I recently found out that I may or may not be able to play the DLC of A Date with Death on stream because it may or may not contain actual content like that, you know? So there's a high chance that... Ooh. Is the game loud, chat? Tell me about it. I'm gonna actually lower it a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna lower it a lot. It's really loud. Alright. Which of these mofos should we try and go for first? Because if I have to choose... Hello! Dukushitu or Dukushitsu or Dukushi... I'm pretty sure that's a Romanian word, but I may not be. Chapter 2 deja? Wait, are my save files? Wait a minute. Okay, we're gonna start a new game. You know that, but like... Okay, hear me out, chat. I'm gonna... Maybe then there's no ending yet. Okay, I'm gonna start a new game, see if I can see my favorite character and how far I can take him, and then I'll do what chat wants. Okay, what's your safe? Not even my name? Oh yeah, because they ask my name later. Okay, yes, that's my safe word. I like that word. If you ever need or want to pause gameplay, you can press the safe word button in the top of the right corner. This pauses the game and takes you to a safe word menu. The X key will also take you directly to the safe word menu during gameplay. Leaving the safe word menu will take you back to the game. Very nice. The safe word button is hidden by default, but can always be seen by mousing over the top right corner of the window. It can be made always visible in the preferences menu. Please enjoy Obscura. Yes, it is a game. I mean, literally, I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I went through the priest's route many times, and oh boy, let me just say, it was something. But anyway, enjoy Obscura. In a minute. Jesus, hold on. Right. No one goes to the mountain without a reason. Don't forget to like the stream, thank you. Purpose of business? Buying. No one takes their past into the mountains. How are you going to pay? Some funds, some work. Good luck with that. Everyone knows what it means when you go. No one says anything about it. Give me your bags. The guard looks through my things with perfect efficiency. Bored, they start asking me questions. What are you going to be called down there? Oh yeah, I am Ladadum. And I could keep Vesper, honestly. That's the preferred name of the... So sometimes dating sims have preferred names for characters. Vesper is for Obscura. I know that Seek-Ls is Trim. In Seek-L you can never actually choose your name. You're always just Trim. But that's a cute one as well. I don't want to be called Navillion. down the mountain. Okay, what's okay, my name is Navina, but what is my fake name, chat? Give me a fake name. The fake name. Top 10 fake names. Let us go. No, I swear to God. Top 10 fake names. What are some good fake names? Cora, Abel and Dwellin, Ed Case, Donna Kebab. Okay, that's very racist. Die Horribly. That's Bend Over. Okay, Bend Over is kinda heat. Now we're speedrunning to reach some internet lists. Okay, now please. Minuscule, microscopic. I would call myself micro, but melodramatic, megalomaniac, vicarious, stupendous, supreme. Oh, that's so bad. Kitty Litter. Okay, that's so bad. Garibaldi. Crystal Clear. Oh my god, these are so bad. Berry Won't. Oh my god. Bert Macklin. Third. Hi, Theo. Theo, give me a fake name. I need a fake name. What should I be called down the mountain? Give me a good fake name. By the way, I'm like 5 ripples away to get the Yamato, so I might just start playing AFK Journey very soon. You're welcome. Anyhow. Need a fake name. I know that every time I play dating sims with pasta, we name ourselves Big Steve, because that's just who we are every single time. I'm gonna put back Wes. Wes it is. Ah. Navi! What is it? Do you want some bad news? How bad it is? Is your board game not gonna arrive by Christmas? Spider-Verse delay level of bad news. Okay. So, what is it? Is your board game got delayed? I don't know, you've been talking about it for a while now. No, it's about Spider-Verse. Oh, okay, so they just delayed it again. That's fine. I'm not rushing. The voice actor of Mass has been acting like towards the voice. Oh. It's confirmed or allegedly. Oh. 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 What the frig? I'm just gonna call myself as a... Well, that's just fantastic. It's like giving Tom Holland that situation. But like Tom Holland didn't do anything, he just said don't like Tom Holland. Look. Worst case scenario, we get a new voice actor. I'm sorry, but that is none of our fault. People should need to learn how to behave. People need to learn how to behave around other people. Alright, I'm gonna call myself Vezza. There's none of you replied. Good choice. You have a mask? No one would sell me one. Not a problem here. If you're buying, we're selling. The gate guard waves the mask hanging around the entrance, perhaps one worn by other visitors. The masks are an old custom, plausible deniability. We're all faceless strangers under the mountain. Pick your poison. Alright, the charcoal-colored one with worn lace and gold trim. The clear-colored one with flowery details painted across the left side, or the burgundy-colored one with swirly embossed patterns. I'm gonna take the charcoal one. I take the mask off the wall and fit it on my face. It weighs on my head, but my mind feels lighter. I see my reflection in the mirror. The people under the mountain have beautiful tastes. A sleigh! I hand the gate guard the money owed. Welcome to the marketplace. They step aside, allowing me passage into the tunnel in the side of the mountain. I begin my descent. At first, I have to wonder if I have been tricked in some way. The passage grows narrow, the air is still, and the path uneven. I am walking by the last feeble threads of light that reach this deep. But when I see nothing, a shimmering pale blue glow from around the corner. But then I see something. Oh my god, I cannot read. I fight through the narrowing walls until I'm able to turn the corner. The passage suddenly widens, then it opens. I step from the passage into the cavern, so massive I can hardly see the end of it. The marketplace. There are several masked people who were seated or leaning against the walls around the little entryway, and now they're approaching me. Welcome, newcomer. A fresh face. Someone new could use a guide, couldn't they? Hucksters, or perhaps pretty thieves looking for an easy mark. My valuables are kept under my heavy robe, safe from pickpockets. I steel myself and march forward past the strangers. There is no logic to this place. A fishmonger selling dried and salted fish sits next to the bookseller with stacks of forbidden tomes. A fungus man and a birdkeeper are bickering. If they weren't obvious scams, I could have taken one of their offers for a guide and saved myself some time. At first, I glance at each stall in turn. Out here, nearest the entry tunnel, all of the stalls are selling simple, amenities or cheap thrills. The sorts of things a departing traveler might want to have when they ascend. Not what I'm looking for. It's not here. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be. Asking one of the sellers, I get directions. The rough walls of the cavern shifting and trembling in unsteady candle and glowworm light slowly turn smooth where natural walls turn to human carved. The ramshackle stalls turn to ramshackle buildings to painted and varnished walls. It's really hard to read with this font. The quality of goods and sale is improving as well. The cheap basics are behind me. Ahead, the rare, the luxurious, and the illicit. The rare reason anyone comes here. Seeing the sign for an apothecary. Oh my god, I cannot read. That word is my enemy, okay? An easily recognizable serpent coiling around the staff. I slip inside. Welcome. The shopkeep is masked, of course, but that is not what grabs my attention. The din of hundreds of voices selling and buying and negotiating in the echoing caves is muffled, but not by much. That is because while the apothecary has 4 walls, there is no roof over the store. Newcomer, huh? What? You must be a fresh arrival. And why would you say that? You're staring where the ceiling should be. Ah. I suppose in a city with no sun or rain, roofs are unnecessary. Only thing a roof keeps out in the marketplace is thieves. A common weather pattern here. Far too common. I make an effort to examine the apothecary's mask. It's plainer even than mine. Perhaps he is a frugal, or perhaps he's poor by standards of the marketplace. Well, you weren't driven in here by the weather. What do you need? I'm looking for lunar ichor. I resist the urge to explain my circumstances to the shopkeeper. No matter how meaningless or petty they seem, my secrets are one of few resources I have in these depths. You have expensive tastes, or terrible luck. What I don't have is lunar ichor. Is that something you can remedy, apothecary? No. If money is a concern, I can make arrangements. It's not the money. I could never afford to stock that damnable ichor. Even if I could, I doubt I would be able to stomach it. The rumors were true then. That is unfortunate. Where does one go then to find that damnable ichor? Smugglers then, the vaults of the lords of the market, or perhaps you could take a knife to the lunar god. Failing that, the auction house may provide. It's the largest house this side of the ruby walls. It even has a roof. The apothecary cannot see my smile, but I hope he can hear it. I thank you for your timely advice, sir. Save your thanks for the lunar god. It will be a miracle if you get that ichor. I take my leave of the shop. The noise rises again from loud to deafening. There are tunnels and additional caverns in all directions, but I continue the way I was going. If the walls are getting smoother and the buildings more beautiful, then I'm approaching the richest part of the market. It stands to reason that is where the auction house will be. Keeping my eyes up, it takes no time to find the auction house. It is as the apothecary said, a largest house in the side of the ruby walls. There are long chains of glowworms draped over the promised ridged roof that dangle and sway as the air shifts in the cavern. The building itself is deep, garnet red with gilded trim. Message received. You're very wealthy, whoever built this. The doors, covered in tiny engravings impossible to intercept in the dim light, are wide open. Bright golden lamplight pours out into the street. People are freely milling in and out, and so I slip inside. I'm underdressed for the occasion, but neither of the guards standing at the door move to stop me. The sound of the outside suddenly dims, and I have to blink against the sudden brightness. I can hear my own muffled footsteps as I cross the plush carpet deeper into the auction house. The whispered conversations through masks make a thin fog of sound compared to the din outside. The signs are in a language I do not recognize, but I can make some educated guesses. The ornate double doors, standing locked and guarded, must lead to the actual auction hall. There's a short, uncarpeted hall with gleaming polished floors lined with several doors. After a second, I see a giggling pair exit one of the rooms and straighten their clothes. That explains that then. There is one door that is little more than a window on hinges left open. I peer inside for a second only to see an ordinary office. Come in. The stranger sitting behind the desk waves to me, and so I step inside. Pardon me, I didn't mean to intrude. You can't intrude on the bookkeeper. I always be available. You must be. How else could anyone check to ensure I'm not meddling in the books? Does it really come to that? Well, I have no such concerns. A buyer, are you? Couldn't I simply be a browser? You really believe someone would come to the marketplace, to the auction house, just looking to see what they find? I suppose someone must have in all of history. Well, if that's the scale you're measuring by. You, however, are not here to browse. No, I'm not. You're right, I'm here to buy. Shall I show you the catalog for the next auction? I would appreciate it. The bookkeeper stands and hands me a seizable booklet. Do not damage it. Do not leave here with it. They open a drawer to their desk and hold up a knife. It's a little thing, but I have no doubt they could kill me with it. Then they sit again and resume their work. I flip through the book. There are objects of unimaginable value, works of art by artists even I know by name, an exquisite jewel tiara fit for any princess, and deed to a country manor on the surface. Then there are the wonders I could have never dreamt of. A bird wreathed in flames that never burns, the still beating bloodstone heart of some rock nymph, a potion of clear vision, I flip page and I'm met with the miserable exposed face of a young adult. Their posture is low and defeated, but they're beautiful. The text informs me that whatever is paid in the auction will be sent to their family within the mountain. Surely not. I flip the pages again. There are no other people in the catalog, but one is enough to turn my stomach. Thank you, bookkeeper. Finished already? What I want isn't in here. In there, whatever. And what is that you want? I'll check the history, see when it was last sold. I bite my tongue for a moment. Lunar Ichor. An unlucky one, aren't we? I couldn't say. If you would, bookkeeper. They shuffle through a notebook. I try to read the text, but it's nearly impossible to interpret their faint pencil scratchings. More bad luck to heap on your pile, I'm afraid. The last sale was 3 months back. It's unlikely we'll get another sale for months yet, unless someone new comes with the stock. It couldn't be easy, could it? And what was the final price for it? For a lot of 12... The number they tell me is stomach-dropping. I could not gather those funds in a lifetime. Even divided 12 ways, the price for a single vial is well beyond my means. My life savings weighed heavily in the coin purse under my robe. Dead weight, it seems. By your silence, I guess you don't have the money. Thank you for your time. I try to keep my voice neutral. Jesus. When I leave the auction house, I momentarily lose my sight and hearing as I adjust again to the dim, echoing cavern. I don't notice the direction my feet are taking me. My hopes for a quick visit to the marketplace have been thoroughly dashed. Now I have to determine what to do. Alright. Save up. I don't remember what... Oh, actually... Oh no, that's still Cyrus's route. I'm just gonna do another save. I didn't know that I can still access my demo saves. Alright. I can't afford to give up. I cannot allow myself to give up into difficult circumstances. If I give up on getting the Lunar Ichor, I might as well throw myself off the mountain. I mean, isn't it normal? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess for a simple visual novel it should be expected, but I don't know. Hold on. Or tavern talk. Was my tavern talk saved? I don't remember it was saved. You started again, but it was there, right? I don't know, because I know that I could continue, for example, my saves from Cosmic Sisterhood, but I lost my basically first chapter. Like I would have to redo the first chapter entirely to get my achievements. So, yeah. You remember in my stream? Okay, that's fair. I stop by a stall and ask directions for a decent inn. Rest stop, public house, anything. Yeah, the game needs some bug fixing. Yeah. Following the directions through a short tunnel, I wander through a quieter district of the marketplace. Though quiet is relative. The guest house is a challenge to find. Though I hesitate to call the ground down walking paths roads, there are rest houses lining them on either side. The Leaping Bear, the guest house recommended to me, is nothing remarkable. The building has a roof, but the building itself is mostly made of raw wood. The brass doorknob is smooth under my hand, polished by the thousands of guests who come and go. Inside, the atmosphere is boisterous, but on the scale of handful of people singing and drinking a song. Of handful of people singing a drinking song to drink. Ah, okay. The chaos outside is already muffled and distant. Welcome, the bear mask caretaker. The woman who approaches has her face fully covered in a bear mask, but her neckline is untied and exposed. I wonder who she works for. Hello, I was told this is a good establishment to stay the night. You were told right. Except the part about night. Here, there's no real difference between night and day. Plenty of folks are up all hours of the day as you do, just sleeping when they're tired and forgetting the sun ever existed. I see. The bare-masked woman has me sign into a guest book and pay for the night. You have the room for 24 hours. If you're staying longer, I expect you here to pay for more time. If you don't, you might find all your things at the moon shrine. I'll remember. Thank you. And you'll be needing these. She hands me a dual metal medallion on a leather string and a key. Dear Rufus over there. She gestures to a mountain of a man, also in a bare mask, standing by a door. Make sure only guests go to rooms. The medallion proves you're a guest. Don't lose it. Or else I find my things at the moon shrine. Pick things up quickly, you do. Seems like an important skill to have here. Quite right. She gets back to her business, so I approach the mountain of a man guarding the door to the rooms. Hello, Rufus. I hold up the medallion and wait. I'm not about to rush a man with a bat, especially one as bloodstained as his is. Then he nods and I'm granted passage. He watches me go to my assigned room. I suppose it's a good measure to prevent theft, but then so is a bloodstained bath. Sleep doesn't come easily at first. How can I risk sleeping in a marketplace? But it does come for me. In the metaphorical cold light of morning, I see the sense in my choice last night. I cannot leave the marketplace without lunar ichor. Thus, staying is my only real choice. I'm able to order something like breakfast from the Leaping Bear's kitchen and then sit deep in thought staring at a bowl of porridge. Eating in my mask is a bit of a bother. I have to navigate the spoon around the mask. There's a clasps, you know. I start? I think you can boost the music volume. There is no music. I mean, there are a lot of times, by the way, where the game just gets really, like the music volume is up to the max. It's just that there are a lot of background noises in the game. Okay, I can boost it a bit, but the music is gonna be quite loud afterwards, so I'm gonna push it down a bit, like this. Alright. Return. I almost hit quit. I started the sudden appearance of the proprietress? Jesus, that's a word. What? Feel along the side of the mask. There should be pins or clasps holding the bottom part. I do as she said and find little clasps holding the two parts of my mask together. Well, I feel like a proper fool. It already feels strange having my mouth exposed like a funny kind of nudity. Newcomers are all a bit foolish. That's part of their charm. Thank you, I think. Just keep your wits about you. You'll live. You make it sound so dire. Well, you're here, aren't you? Huh. You're not wrong. No one comes here without a good reason. I should think. What's yours? A personal matter. Buying or selling, that's all there is down here after all. Buying something I might not be able to afford, it turns out. That won't narrow things down too much for her. Well, depends how you try to buy things, doesn't it? Money will get you anywhere if you have enough of it, but there's other roads out there. Is that something you'd know a lot about? I couldn't say. I only know what stories the guests bring in. She says it flippantly, enough that there must be a story there, but I resist the urge to dig. Then I suppose my next job is to find what path I can take. Blah. Reading is hard. Thank you. Ah, not a problem. The masks trouble everyone at first. You just ask for Bruna if you have any more problems. I'll be happy to help. I love Bruna. Bruna is a girl's girl. She sweeps away to handle another matter, and I'm left with far more productive thoughts. Money won't get me lunar ichor, but something else might. Influence, friendship, violence. Gorilla. There's a giant gorilla on the loose. My body, if it comes down to it. Anything. This is where it gets a bit freaky. There's a lot to think about. Am I going to stay in a guest house for weeks or months? What possible ways are there to get lunar ichor? Let's start with one foot in front of the other. Alright, I'm gonna have to save soon too, because the roots will divide eventually. And I wanna try and see my man. Hold on. Over the next several days, I get to learn the layout of the marketplace. It's an ever-shifting rat's nest of stalls and passages and unmanaged pathways. But there are some fixed landmarks. I can navigate somewhat comfortably by those landmarks when they're visible. One evening, based on my own internal clock, the proprietress of the Leaping Bear hints over a meal that as long as I am well behaved, she would be willing to extend more generous long-term rates to me. I wasn't planning to misbehave, even less so with Rufus keeping an eye on me, and so that settles the matter of lodging for the moment. Bruna says, this is my baby. I will protect them. As for the lunar ichor, I am at loss. It is rare, absurdly rare, and based on the reactions of those I speak to about it, some aspect of it is very taboo, like with the condition it treats. I'm wandering one of the quieter passages, clearly natural by how uneven the ground is. It's mostly homes built on whatever smooth patch of stone the builder could find. But there is one that towers over the rest, a tall church with heavy oaken doors. Where normally I would expect to see a golden 10-point solar sigil, instead there is a more simplistic, crescent-shaped one, the lunar sigil. Ah, I suppose the solar god isn't much help down here. I have seen the eerie blue-green light of glowworms and the smoky gold of lanterns, but I have not seen the sun since I started my descent. Churches dedicated to the lunar god exist outside the mountain, but not in any insignificant numbers. The lunar god, lunar ichor. It can't hurt to ask, could it? I'm not sure I believe that the lunar god must bleed for there to be lunar ichor, but there's no harm in checking. Okay, you gotta save, cause the story picks up soon. Hey, stop! I halt in my path instinctively, although after a moment I can see no one was speaking to me. Instead, there is a raucous crowd gathering just down the tunnel, shouting and tussling. A few people in utilitarian masks and what looks like uniforms are trying to push their way through. Looks like trouble. Alright, we gotta leave. If we go to church, that's Cyrus. If we stay, we're gonna see Kier, and if we leave, we see my man. So we're gonna leave. Trouble is something I don't need. I turn away from the ruckus, begin walking, and turn off the main road to avoid any possible chaos. The church will be there another day. The road I've turned onto is quieter, but not by much. The relatively wide main path through the area was picked with people, but this side street is just as dense. Everything is packed tighter together here. There is little distance between doors, lanterns, and laundry are stung from second and third floor lines. The building all seem to lean in towards each other. In a safer place, I could call it cozy, but in the dark and the noise and the press of strangers around me, the only word I have for it is claustrophobic. Most doors are left ajar with lamps in the window to indicate an open business. It's a familiar sight, to the point that my eyes now slide past closed doors and dark windows without a thought. But there is one larger building here, double doors open wide and pouring out light and music. It's an obvious invitation, I have nowhere to be. Alright. The music is... I might actually boost it, hold on. Where is preferences? Prefs. Okay. There's people milling around the entrance and I have to squeeze past them, but then I am inside. Well, whoever is running this event is rich. The decorations and bright, clean lanterns all scream well. There's a table weighted down with food, some of still hot and streaming from the kitchen. Don't mind if I do. There's no one stopping any random strangers from coming in and taking food, so I take one of the small plates and fill it with some choice nibbles. There may be no such thing as free lunch, but free snacks feel safe enough. The music comes from a large group, possibly 10 players in all. The musicians I've heard on streets, corners have been soloists or duets, and one trio that was a highlight of that day. Alright, I think I have to explore for the right track, but let me check. The music is lovely, but my curiosity is particularly tugging at my cloak to keep looking. I need to know what this event is for. I walk deeper in the space. Through an open doorway in a large parlor set up with small round tables and an abundance of chairs. I wonder how many people are doing business here. I doubt barging into most of these hushed conversations would endear me to these people, but there's a loud crowd on the back of the room. They're even standing on a section of the room a little higher up from the rest. That screams notice me. The crowd bursts into a loud barking laughter. Whoever is at the center of that conversation is probably quite entertaining. And then, on the other side of the room is a man who immediately draws the eye. He's dressed brightly in contrast to all the sulking shadows around him, myself included. Perhaps his posture is a little stiff, but I certainly was stiff as a new arrival to the marketplace. Unlike me, though, is all the evidence of wealth on him. The shining white clothes, the gold trim, the new shimmering mask. Any problems here can be solved with enough money. Maybe he's got solutions, and if he's new here, I might be able to play my cards right. I step a little deeper into the parlor to let someone else in. No need to block the doorway. Alright, we are going to check the crowd. I climb the 3 stairs to the higher platform and sneak around the circle of people. Someone's going to be leading the conversation, and I want to see who it is. Another peal of laughter erupts from the brightly dressed group. I think I can see the person in the middle of the conversation, beaming and conducting the hangers-on like a choir. My man! I missed him so much. And that's not even the worst of it. No, the worst part was the singing. The laughter dies down. Everyone is waiting for the next punchline. Yes, this my man. I was sitting there, trying not to lose all my hearing in one night, and I realized exactly what it sounded like. He sang like an angel, choking on... Olander! We've got news! A masked attendant pushes into the circle and towards the conductor of this merry group. Your timing is impeccable as always. The attendant either doesn't notice or chooses to ignore his snippy tone. From the Seven Sisters estate. The attendant hands over a letter. The man, Oleander, steps back a little to read it. One of the merrymakers around me starts to bruise. It's always when he's about to get to the best part. I swear, all is cursed. Careful, he doesn't like that. Doesn't like what? Complaining? That's rich. The nicknames. It's Oleander or nothing. Before the first stranger can say something, I cut it. Oleander is his name. Is he the host of this little fete? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Excuse my French. The two look at me and the pause hangs on a little longer than I want. Why are you here if you don't even know who Oleander is? Well, the doors were open and the music is good. I'm trying to read the room language, figure out exactly what kind of faux pas I've made, if I've even made one. So you just came in? If it was meant to be a closed party, I'm certain someone rich enough to host this has the money to spare the sign, "Do not enter, very private event." I'm bracing for some flavor of insult. I'm not poorly dressed by any means, but I stand out here through my sheer lack of flamboyance when an arm goes around my shoulder. Oh, the sign! I forgot to put up the sign. Although you're not quite right, my sign is supposed to say, "No downers allowed." Oleander leans in and I get a very close look at his mask. I can also smell some subtle perfume on him, something warm and spicy. You know that one meme with Brittany Broski, the one where she's like, that's me. That's me when this man. I'd say you don't look like a downer, but you could be a high liege of the White Stack House and I wouldn't be the wiser. What a coincidence! Oh, are you the high liege? I'm not the high liege of anything, as far as you know, but that's not very far. That gets a laugh out of him. He takes his arm off of me and pulls back enough to offer me his hand. I'm Oleander. It's my food and music you've been enjoying. You're welcome. I can hear the smile in his voice. I take his hand and give it a firm shake. Thanks for not locking me out. I've enjoyed eating your food. He looks at me a little longer, waiting for something. When he doesn't seem to get it, he turns to the others in the circle. And this is why I keep the doors open. Who knows what kind of fun we'll wander in. God, you know that meme, the thing I look at a man is... The first thing I look at a man is his heart. The fact that his tits are in front of it is not my problem. That's me. That's me, even Oleander. As much as I hate Leander in Touchstar, I love Oleander in this game. The better Leander, if you may. There's appreciative nods. Like the album? Song. The name of the guy. His name is Oleander. I don't know. Like the acrobats last time. Exactly! You don't get to see that every day. Well, you don't get to see them every day. Poor bastard. He nods back at his conversation partner and the rest of the group breaks out into chuckles. Meanwhile, you're just swimming in acrobats. Drowning in them. Absolutely soaked with acrobats. I try to beat them out, but I suspect they like that. I love him. He sounds so smug, even though it's completely ridiculous. It's some sort of game he's playing that everyone here is enjoying. Then again, I can't say I dislike it either. But, and this is something I'd never say, leaving aside the acrobats for the moment. More laughter. How is the stone shoving business these days? Oh, you know how it is, digging out tunnels, drilling in support. No excitement to be found. Jesus. Not as such, no pits opening under the workers nowadays. Don't hold out on me, mate. Oleander's arm goes around the woman's shoulders. I bet you've dug up plenty of dirt worth sharing. You wouldn't like the dirt I'm getting. Too normal. Well, that's just boring. I need some entertainment. If you're not going to amuse me, what's the point of you? Ooh, should we speak up? Chat, should we speak up? Should we entertain him? I don't remember if that does something to the root, but whatever. So, he's the only one who doesn't have a best ending. Oleander only had a good ending at tops. So, every character in the demo had a bad, a neutral, a good, and the best ending, but Oleander, because Oleander's best ending was eaten by the developers, and I'm so mad. I think her purpose is rather obvious. Everyone's attention is pulled my way, but I'm focused on Oleander. My goal, as silly as it feels, is to provide the amusement he's clearly seeking. Don't you need a crowd of admirers to delight in addition to your source of amusement? There's a few little gasps, sounds of well-targeted jab and not fear, thankfully. They're right, Oleander. I know a showman when I see one. What's the word for someone leading the show surrounded by acrobats? He's pulled away far from the woman. He was teasing and leaning a little towards me. A ringmaster? Oh, that's the one. I was going to say clown. Vesper! A smattering of laughter. I don't know if I was crossed the line, or if I don't know if I've crossed the line, or if no one else is certain they're allowed to laugh at my jokes. I'm smiling as hard as I can, hoping he can hear that I'm only saying this for fun. You'd make fun of your own dear host, the one who fed you and played you music for you. His tone is over-exaggerated drama. This is still a game for him. Thank goodness. I know an attention seeker when I see one. Takes one to know one. I just know your type. You see my parties and start swooning. And before you know it, you're doing everything possible to get my attention. And it worked. And it worked, didn't it? A few of the surrounding crowd? Jesus, it's really hard to read at this hour. Laugh properly. Only because you've set out some irresistible bait, Minx. His voice drops a little, getting grievily at the word minx. I think I'm at a disadvantage. You know who I am, and as far as I know, you are a wayward high liege of this White Stag house. That's not very far at all. No, it's not. Maybe I want to preserve the mystery. I might be dreadfully boring once you know who I am, and then where will I be? Well then. He turns to the others. Seems I have an admirer. Admirer might be a bit strong of a word. I do admire your chef and their work. If you wanted to know the chef, you would have gone to the kitchen. No, you want me. Sir! That is exactly what I want. I'd pound that ass. But knowing him, he'd rather, you know, not take it up the butt. God, I love him. Unfortunately, so does everyone else. He gestures broadly, sweeping an arm out to indicate the whole room. There's a smattering of chuckles. And I want wine. I can get you some. No, I think I'd rather get it myself. Ta-ta for now. He walks away, going around the group and passing behind me. Then I feel a hand on my shoulder, then an arm along the top of my back, then a chin on my shoulder. You want my attention? You've got it, minx. Ask for the nice lady with the sword for vindication, and you'll see what that gets you. Then he's gone before I can answer. Get out of him! I love him so much. Okay. That was strange. The crowd lingers, but some of the people are dispersing. Well, I've answered my questions. Oleander's quite an entertaining person. Which leaves a slightly more important question. Do I even want his attention? Someone with that much wealth and power could access lunar ichor. He could be my way forward. But someone with that much wealth and power could also do whatever he wanted to me with no consequences. My stomach churns, my curiosity is pulling me one way and my caution another way. Alright, we're gonna meet him, but I'm gonna... actually, I'm not gonna... I mean, if you save and just you go back to meet the nearest stranger, you basically meet the other guy, so whatever, we meet Oleander. No one believed I would survive a day down here, and I did. I survived Oleander too. But not his death. I find the woman with the sword easily enough. In a packed hall, she's still given plenty of space. I'm looking for vindication. You've come to the right place. She opens the door for me, stepping back just enough to let me slip inside. She closes the door behind her. There's a lantern on the table, burning as dimly as it's possible to be without going out completely. The chairs look pushed, something I can confirm when I take a seat. It takes time for Oleander to show up in the little room, barely bigger than a closet, and with nothing to pass the time. I can't tell how long I've been here. I practically jump in my seat when the door swings open. Well, you're here. Excellent. Apologies for the wait. I'm a man in high demand these days. Took a while to shake off my admirers. I suppose I should thank you for your time. You're welcome. No, I only suppose I should thank you. I hadn't yet. But in supposing it out loud, you made your intentions clear to me, and thus, you're very welcome. He slides into the seat opposite mine, setting a wine glass down in front of himself. Wine? No more for no more for me, thanks. I've got plenty. Still playing games? Sure. Now, the first order of business. What's your name? If I tell you now, you'll have no reason to say. Nonsense, you and I both know you have my attention. I hear you out, but I don't make deals with people hiding their names. Even though I could very well invent a new one on the spot just for you. Just for me? I'm touched. You do such a thing. He pauses for a second, but starts talking again before I can get a word out. It's the principle of the things, you see. Someone once called themselves no one, and I didn't spot the problems in time. They betrayed your trust, and then you were forced to say no one wronged me? Close enough. Give false name and for that false face of yours. He holds out his hand. I'm Veza. I should have called myself Visa, like the card. Whatever. I take his hand and shake it once firmly. Then I tuck my hand back under my cloak. No need to give him more body language to read. Hello, Ryo. Welcome. A pleasure to meet you. I love you. Give me your tits. Let me feel them. Let me feel them, sir. I can't stop playing Nikki. Dude, I got another addicted. Where are you in the main story? Hold on, I'm scanning. Most people aren't able to play these little games of mine at my level. Anyone who can is worth knowing. And my first battle against the scissor guy. Scissor guys? Oh, okay, so you just got introduced to the stylist contest. Got it. You caught my eye from across the room. A little flattery can't hurt. Oh, you mean you saw me and decided that you had to know me more? You had to know more about the man of such oblivious... Jesus Christ, I have to restart again. Oh, you mean you saw me and decided that you had to know more about a man of such obvious wealth and charm? Caught my eye might be a misstatement. I heard laughter and had to know the reason. I was suspecting a clown, but in hindsight that was the obvious answer. Don't bruise my ego too badly now. I need that. Ah! Literally! Missionary so we can keep arguing. So we can keep bickering. Well, now you know who I am. Or at least the important things. What do you want? It's the first thing from his mouth that doesn't sound like part of his game. This is the test then. Lunaricor. I can almost hear him testing the odds in his head, deciding whether or not to believe me. Many people want Lunaricor. Of course they do, but I need it. That is already more information than I want to give, and it seems like Oleander can tell. Did I pass the test? Well, that sounds terribly serious. He's saying it with a smile so big I can hear it. Let me guess. You've been around and no one's selling the stuff. Worse than that, you're never going to be able to afford what it's cost on anyways. Then you found a fancy party with a host who obviously got coin, and you think to yourself that might be your ticket to rare and valuable objects. I do have to wonder what your plan for wringing ichor out of me would be. I'll do work, any kind of work. Any kind of work. Don't make promises you don't intend to keep. The threat is obvious, but I've already made my choice. Anything, as long as I'm alive at the end, I do not care. Oleander sucks in a breath through his teeth. Don't say that now. Sometimes being alive is the worst thing that can happen to you. I stand by what I said. There's another pause. I let it hang there. I'm not about to change what I've said, no matter what Oleander suggests. Well then, Veza, I have some interesting news for you. I take it you don't know my career. Either you earned your wealth or were born into it. I earned it, as much as you might doubt me. I call myself a lot of things, depending on who is listening, but I think the most apt term for someone like me is a smuggler. I don't go between the top side and marketplaces much anymore, but there isn't much that enters or leaves the mountain without me knowing. Then you would. I am probably the best, your best hope for finding Lunaricor here. And it just so happens that I'm currently looking for a new assistant. We gotta. What happened to the last one? What happened to the last one? What happened to your last assistant? Oh, he found himself a new opportunity, sleeping his way to the top of a gambling house. Good for him. That's what I said. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, they say. That said, I wouldn't like to have to recruit another assistant so soon. So if you would be so kind to stay with me and not be seduced by anyone else. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. Don't worry, I will. That's an easy thing to do for me. I could do that. I'm probably not going to find a better option. Alright, we take the job. Sounds good. I'll take the job. Then you're hired. Is that easy? Oh, there's one more thing. Here's the catch. All of my assistants go by Vigil while on the job. You'll have to agree to that. Oh, is that all? I know it's just one more name to put on the pile. You've clearly someone who uses a new fake name with everyone, but I hope you can endure it. I think I can tolerate it for now. Good! He reaches out to me once again, so I respond with yet another handshake. Before I can pull my hand away, however, he grips it a bit more firmly. I hope that working with you is as pleasurable as our conversations have been. He brings my hand up to press and presses it to the painted mouth on his mask. Then he lets go of my hand and tips his head to the side. I know without needing to see that he's smirking. It was a strange gesture, but it still takes me a second to recollect my thoughts after it. There's a second of silence, but Oleander's quick to fill it with a time and place to meet up tomorrow, as well as more mundane details about the work. If he's being honest about everything, the pay will even be decent. The clock tower rings twice. I have no remaining frame of reference to know if it's indicating the middle of the night, the early afternoon, or some mysterious third alternative. What I do know is that I'm in the right place and the right time. 2 o'clock at the Kendall Park. Vigil! Pleased to see you here. You say that like you're surprised to see me. I thought you might just take my secret and run. I have learned a great deal about Oleander's business. Above ground, I would call him a merchant. He sells goods from the underground, then purchases goods from above ground. He connects buyers and sellers. It's the kind of goods he's trading that mark him as unusual. No live humans, thankfully, but I saw a box of tea that looked nauseatingly familiar among the goods he was sending out. Then there were the magical goods and then allegedly magical goods. What is bro doing with teeth though? And why do Vesper know the teeth though? Is beyond me. I guess this means you've been ensnared by my good looks and winning personality. There's no way I've learned all of your secrets yet. Oh, is that all you want from me? Well, you're a little charming. Your money's good too. I like chat. Which one? I think one of them gives you a really funny dialogue option, but I like to choose. Hold on, my hand is tweaking out. My hand said pew, pew, pew. Alright. Money or charm? Your money's good too. Oh, so mercenary of you. Aren't you a little glad to be seeing me again? Honestly, wait, actually let me load. Maybe it's the other one. Let me load it back quickly. I think it might be the other one then. Fine, you've got me. You're a fountain of charisma, the likes of which I've never seen before. Truly the most incredible man I have ever met. Is that a compliment enough for you, sir? Oleander preens like a Dan bird. I'm always ready for more if you have it, Veza. I think I've fed your ego enough. My ego is as fat and happy as a spoiled dog, thanks to you. What an image. What an image. What an image. Now we have some work to do. He strips his jacket around and turns into the motion, making his way to the sweetly decorated tea shop. I keep in step just slightly behind him. The first words that comes to mind when I step inside is frou-frou. The decor isn't garish, but it's very bright and intricate. The lamps are blazing brightly compared to everywhere I've been. The walls are practically lined with paper and fabric flowers, bursting forth in fragrant, frothy, that's a word, bouquets. Someone has lit incense or sprayed perfume in the air. Forgive me for saying so, but this doesn't look like your kind of place. When Oleanders told me when we would be going to a tea shop, I imagined a moody, smoke-filled back room. Perhaps that's a failure of my own imagination. Oh no, this is definitely not my kind of place. Or not. We are here because of our next potential client. We navigate the tightly packed tables and chairs and stop at one table with a man sitting in it. The man is plain, even scuffy. He's slouching so deeply and crossed his arms so tightly, it's hard to tell if he's extraordinarily short or trying to look small. Pleasure to see you again, Griff. Rolander takes a seat. I follow suit. Why the sugar-dusted are we meeting here? Because I knew you'd say something excellent like sugar-dusted about it. Olander sounds entirely too pleased with himself. And who's this? He jerks his chin in my direction. This is Vigil. Rude. Kick him under the table, kick him under the table. It's not an easy angle, but I'm able to give Olander a swift kick on the chin. On the shin, sorry, not chin. He hardly flinches. It wasn't aiming to hurt him, to be fair, but does glance over at me. Message sent. Another one? What happened to the last one? He found himself a more satisfying career elsewhere. Good for him. This new Vigil is quite good, though. Picks things up quickly. They're right here, too. And very capable of speaking for themselves. The last Vigil never taught. Glad you've got a bit more guts. Maybe he just couldn't get a word in edgewise with this man as his boss. Griff chuckles. It's not a contest, but I do feel like I'm winning. A member of the wait staff comes by asking for our orders. Olander orders tea. Griff orders what sounds like a very expensive cake. Alright guys, would you like sweets, tea, or nothing? I would recommend getting sweets though. Good. As a waste of a recommendation for something light, they advised me to order a slice of cake that would be lighter than air and a cup of tea that to go alongside it, so I do. If you'd quite finish slandering me, I do have a business proposition for you. When don't you? Olander brushes right past the comment. I've recently received some information from a very trusted source about a witch ring that is currently available. Me? A witch ring, actually? So I've been led to believe. It's currently in the hands of our beloved auctioneer? No, hey. Not the auction. The auctioneer. She's currently living in an apartment above the Pearl Choker. I've been to that apartment once. It's well protected, but it's certainly not at the same level as the auction house. It's not watertight or mouse-proof. Okay, I'm listening. I thought you might. Vigil, if you would. Olander holds out a hand. I dig through my pockets and hand over an egg-shaped gold capsule. I paid a very pretty penny for this information, so I expect you not to wreck that what has been a very fruitful relationship. You don't need to put on the scary mask for this, man. You know I'm not about to screw you over. If you didn't kill me, Keir would. Keir. Oleander hands over the capsule. Griff cracks it open and lets the two golden halves fall to the table. He unfolds the paper that were packed inside the egg and starts reading, hunching himself over the pages to protect them from prying eyes. I slipped the two egg halves across the table towards me and pocket them again just as our order arrives. Without looking, Griff begins devouring his cake as he keeps reading. Why put the papers in an egg if I'm just going to be giving him the paper and keeping the egg? A mystery for another time. What do you think? I think you gotta stop rushing me. Not all of us read as fast as you. You're already getting into the detailed pages. What do you think about the broad strokes? I think... Griff closes his fist around the paper, turning them into a crumpled tube. But I gotta talk to Keir about this. It's a good job. We could do it if we were at full capacity. And you're not. Gubs got her during a freelance gig. Poor Gubs. I know that tone of voice. Oleander does not know who or what a Gubs is, but he needs to sound sympathetic and keep the conversation going. Well, you know where to send the word if you take the job or drop it. I'll be down in the neighborhood with the supply soon enough. Looking forward to it. In the meantime, send care, my love. Griff's tone is one of irritation. Don't make me say that. Care hates hearing that. Exactly why I'm saying it. You're the worst. I am a delight that you can never get enough of. Your money is a delight, that's for sure. Charming as ever, Griff. Griff stands up and leaves without so much as a farewell. Oleander and I are left sitting at the table with Griff's empty plate. So, that was Griff. He's a funny one, isn't he? That's one way to say it. I started on my cake. Oleander pushed himself a cup of tea. And who's Care? An old friend? I think that's what he'd say. Well, that's something to look into later. And you sent him your love because... You heard, Griff. Care will find it deeply annoying, and I think that's amusing. For someone so enamored with their own wit and charm, you sure are dedicated to being an absolute pest about it. The word for me you're looking for is a debonair. The word I'm looking for is gadfly. You know, I've heard people call me that before, but it sounds so much more interesting coming from you. But enough about me. That's a rare sentence. I have a very nice pot of tea that needs to be drunk. He unlatches his mask with a slow deliberateness that makes it look like he's putting on a show. Then he raises his teacup and takes a slow sip. He lets out a satisfied moan and chuckles. Excellent stuff. I suppose a shop as dedicated to the botanical arts as this one would have some skills at making tea. I wonder if they tell me their source. It's idle wondering, but it makes me smirk a little. Oleander seems to get drawn back into work without much prompting. And how's your cake, Veza? Delicious, thank you for asking. And are you going to share? It sounds like you want me to share. Yes, but that isn't what I asked. Now is it? Why are they so stupidly kinky? Like they're just bickering all the time, and it's somewhat so kinky. This was before I even knew about Silas, by the way. This maybe this was my blueprint for Silas. Obviously, we're gonna share. Are you going to share? Well, that depends on what course of action you take. You're never not a businessman, are you? Oh, trade doesn't occupy my whole life, but I do find life to be better when a mutually pleasurable option is available. Well, I got you. The hint of flirtation is getting under my skin. Without another word, I take a bit of my cake into my fork and hold it out for him. He leans in, slowly and deliberately. I can't see his eyes exactly, but I can't shake the feeling. He's staring directly at me as he closes his mouth around the bit of a cake. Then he pulls back and I see the smirk this time as he says, exquisite. Ah! Eat that! Let them eat cake! This is an allegory! I'm keenly aware that I'm being teased. Damn this man! Me if you'd ever ask. He lifts his own teacup and holds it out for me. Your turn. Take the drink. I have to put my hands around Oleander's to guide the cup to my mouth. The tea is ginger hot and sharply bitter. It's a complex flavor and I let it sit on my tongue for a while. Good, isn't it? It's a powerful taste. Oh my god! I cannot explain why is it hot, but it's just hot, okay? I cannot explain why is it hot, it's just hot, okay? It's just... When we're done eating, we pay and leave the little tea house. Oleander promises to forward the list of things I need to do in the next few days. Shows from the sound of it. Okay. Before I do that, I do want a drink. So I'm gonna save here. Dude. The man he is. Alright. Be right back, chat. Alright, I have returned. Just give me a second, chat. I want a bite. Ah, I think we're halfway through with the episode, with chapter 1 of Oleander. I'm really curious if it's just basically gonna like force me to start a new route, because I don't know if they made him a new route or not, or I really don't know what to expect, because again, this is only chapter 2. In a minute, give me a sec, chat. Oh my god. They're hitting firecrackers outside. It's winter. All right. Let me continue. A letter arrived for you. Bruna sets down a bowl of porridge as well as a letter and leaves. The letter itself has been scented with some kind of perfume thick enough to be able to smell through my mask. It's my man. Bye, Zoma. Good night. Take care. Rest well. Eat well. Hang on. Bye-bye. Veza, a client of mine is hosting an impromptu little party and I have been told that I may bring whoever it is the current Vajel along. I suppose I wasn't doing anything else today. Searching the stalls and trying to put rumors from shopkeepers is important work, but sometimes I long for a break from it. I'm really starting to appreciate Oleander's intrusion into my otherwise monotonous schedule. Here's your checklist to accomplish before the clock strikes 7 tonight. The rest of the letter is a list of locations and what I'm to do at each and where we'll be meeting tonight. Jesus! Clothing rental, a wine shop, and someplace called Satine where I'm supposed to pick something nice. The makings of very exciting party from the sound of it. It makes my very ordinary prodigy feel rather dull in comparison. Still, I'm not going to let my breakfast go to waste. Checking Oleander's directions against my own mental map, the shops are laid out so there's no efficient way to visit them all. I'm free to take them in any order I please. Where do I want to go first? Alright, chat, where you guys gonna go with first? The rental shop, the wine shop, or the Satine? Well, no one's here and I should choose by myself. Let's start with the wine shop because that's the most part. The wine shop doesn't have a name that Okay. The wine shop doesn't have a name that I can see, and when I go inside, there is little more than a room to stand in. This is not a normal wine shop. I shouldn't be surprised given the instructions Oleander wrote for retrieving the wine included be polite. They also include don't spoil the surprise. Hello? The silence makes the hair on the back of my arm stand on end, but I refuse to be cowed by an empty room of all things. You're supposed to ring the bell at the door. I almost jump and turn left and see the shopkeeper wearing a heavily starched dress and a mask that clings tight to her face emerge from a hidden door. Be polite. Sorry, I didn't think I looked there. Are you some kind of pheasant just strutting into my door that pleases you? What? I'm sorry? Did you just come in off the street, you stupid thing? I curl my toes tightly in my shoes. Polite. I was sent here by my employer. He didn't write about the bell in his note either. Employer! Oh no, you're not one of Absinthe's vigils things, are you? Oh yeah, the absinthe. Remember the absinthe. I am sorry to disappoint you. Have you met before? I'd remember you if that were the case. I see too many pheasants. I don't try to tell them apart anymore. I would be happy to get out of your way, I expect, except I don't think Oleander would be happy if I did that without picking up the wine he ordered first. Oh, is he Oleander now? It seems he still doesn't know how to pick names. I take it my employer hasn't always called himself Oleander. No, he'd rather fancies himself Sly and keeps changing his name, as if changing his name will hide who he is when he insists on always wearing that ridiculous coat. Peasants, you may be, but at least you're the sensible sort that keeps your looks plain. Polite. Thank you. Wait here and I'll bring you your Oleander's wine. She's gone for a little while, and when she returns, she's carrying 2 bottles of wine. They're unlabeled and, as far as I can tell, identical. Pick your poison. Okay, left or right, it doesn't really matter, but... Chat, are you a righty or are you a lefty? I hate that the game doesn't really have music. It's just sometimes just plain sound effects. Good. Good. You are never right, Kyon. Good. The shopkeeper takes both bottles and disappears again. I've given up trying to understand what is happening here. She comes back with a labeled bottle and a wine glass with our darn dram of wine in the glass. Would you like a taste? No! No, you don't want to taste, chat. No, thank you. Oleander's instructions told me not to spoil the surprise, and this is probably what he meant by that. I take my chosen bottle and slip into my bag. It's not convenient by any stretch, but it'll do. I would like you to leave now. I can do that. The shopkeeper doesn't want me to linger, and I don't want to linger, so I don't. I can cross the wine shop, if that's what it was, off the list and get on with my day. Alright, I would say let's do the clothing rental, because the satin is going to take a lot of time. Not a lot of time, but like a lot of thinking, and I need to chat for that. The shop I reach when I follow the written direction is a little hole in the wall place. Literally the shop's door sits in what is otherwise the cavern bare rock face. Entering, I met with a dizzying array of colors, formalware of every kind being shown on racks and on the walls. Someone is also playing a mandolin quite badly. Oleander's letter was quite vague on what I was supposed to do here, though the implication is obvious. Hello? The mandolin playing stops and a head pops out from between 2 of the clothing racks. Oh, sorry, hello. They stumble out from between the racks. My best guess is that they're a teenager who has not gotten used to their growth spurt yet, based on their clumsiness and gangly height. Welcome to the dress cave. Sorry, welcome to the silk web. Without thinking, I raise my hand to hide my face, obscuring a smile that they wouldn't be able to see regardless. The gesture honestly just makes what I'm thinking even more obvious. I was told by my employer that I should come here to rent some formal wear for a party this evening. Your employer? I'm Vigil, if that helps. There's a bit of silence and then... Oh, now I know what the boss meant. Perfect, this is easy. Mr. Absinthe has a tab with us, so you just pick out what you want and he'll pay for it later. We don't really have time to tailor it for tonight, but we have a lot of clothes, so it should be easy to find something that will fit close enough. So I'm not picking up something for him, I'm getting something for myself. Is this really necessary? I'm not taking off my cloak for the party, so any beautiful dress would be wasted on me. The shopkeeper, or maybe they're an assistant, shuffles nervously. If you don't mind me saying, you should probably get something nice to wear. I'm certain you mean well, but you do have a good reason to... But you do have a good reason to want me or my employer spending here. Oh, it's not that! It's not money, it's just... Since you're not pinning your cloak closed. I can see bits of what you're wearing underneath when you move. They look like good, sturdy clothes, but Oleander wants me to be wearing something frivolous because that's a sign he has money to spend on clothes just for making his assistant look pretty. I'm part of the show now, so I should dress the part. Exactly! And the money doesn't hurt. Yeah. Very well, I'm convinced. How does anyone find things in this dress cave? If you like, you can tell me what's your style and your approximate measurement, and I'll pick out some pieces from the bag. There's a lot in the bag. Alright. We're gonna get some androgynous clothes. Okay, I pull out a few styles for you. The shopkeeper vanishes into the back of the shop, presumably a cavern claimed by the shop's to store's inventory. They come back with sampling of clothes, suit jackets with trousers or skirts, bejeveled and embroidered robes, even a delicate bodysuit that feels a little too daring. Then again, it will be wearing a cloak the whole time. We whittle down the options, with the shopkeeper occasionally dropping back into the cave to find something closer to my size. In the end, I'm left with two options that suit my taste, the occasion, and fit well enough. A black suit jacket parted with a shimmering black skirt looks conventional enough. The other choice is a bright blood red bodice that covers my intimate parts, and the sleeves of red lace going down the entirety of my arm and legs, kept tight against my body through red silk ribbons lacing the entire piece. Both are finer than anything I have ever worn in my life. Either of them would work, I think. A fancy outfit is meant to send a message, isn't it? So the last thing to choose is what message I want to send. If with a cloak on, the red will catch people's eyes. The black under the cloak can trick people's eyes instead if the light's right. It will look like you're a void. And it would match your mask. Catching the eye or creating mystery. I'm back to the stream. What did I miss? Not much. We're going to a dress party and I don't know if I want to dress like the void or want to dress flashy. What does Oleander want? I don't remember what leads you to the best ending, but good ending in this case, but it probably doesn't matter. I might take the black one though. Let's have the void. Or the red? Let's do the black one. The black one. Oleander is the one catching eyes. My job as an assistant is to be in the background, hopefully invisible. And if no one looks at me, that means they won't notice I'm watching them. Thanks for your help. I don't think I could have braved the dress cave alone. Everything about the shopkeeper's hunched posture and looking deliberately to the side screams embarrassment. Glad I could help. Alright, now we go to the settee. I'm out of the shop soon enough for my rented clothes wrapped up in a parcel. It feels criminal to leave the shop without paying, but I will have to return my find in one piece. It isn't mine to spoil. Well, that's a short accomplished. What's next? The settee. Settee isn't impossible to miss. The sign is large and freshly painted to bright colors and stand out in the darkness. It's also busy. I step inside and the noise does not diminish even the slightest bit. Settee is huge and labyrinth, and there must be dozens of people wandering the maze of shelves. Oleander's instructions were to pick something nice, something decorative to wear, a gift for whoever is hosting, something for Oleander. I suppose it's up to me. I square my shoulder and face the labyrinth. I can already feel the warm, stuffy air starting to gather under my cloak. I don't think I'm going to stay here for long. For a second, I attempt to look at everything on the tall stack of shelves, packed tight with curios, but that's a fool's errand. There is no way to take in everything in this shop. I will have to fully surrender myself to the chaos. I start walking to stop fully on a whim. I find myself at a dead end, but a fairly crammed one. It's sections selling books, though I face the common problem of not being able to identify many of the languages on the spines. I pick one with no name, a little pocket book. Flipping through it, I am met repeatedly with the sight of pornography. It appears to be compendium of sexual positions for all sexes and configurations. Every single model has an animal head rather than a human head. Is this what I want? I think this part is fully randomized. I've never got this booklet before. Because I think there's like a huge variety of things you can get. I wanna take the... Can we take the Kama Sutra, chat? Please, chat. I need the Kama Sutra. I'm about to do it. I'm about to claim. You know, I mean, I saved. There's like basically a lot of things you can bet. Like, so if you say no, you just keep looking around for more stuff. I can look around more, but I kind of want to take this one because it's really, really stupid and silly. Let me, okay, I saved, right? Let me check again. I saved, right? Yes, I saved. Okay, let me check the next one. Let's check the next one. I return the pornography. Unsatisfied, I continue turning on a crossroad of shelves. There's a line of shimmering gold brushes, one of faded velvet backing. For a second, I think one of them is an ordinary textured floob. Looking closer, I can clearly see it's a snake devouring its own tail. The Ouroboros gleams up at me. Is this what I want? I'm gonna take two, and I'll ask chat what they want. Let's say no. It's a lovely brush, but not something I specifically want. I leave the snake to its business. One more try. If I fail to find anything of interest, I will just meet Oleander empty-handed. There's a line of jars of preserved animals and animal parts, but one of the jars is a little different. Looking closely, it appears to be a bottle of rodent skulls. There must be a dozen of them sitting there. Is this what I want? Okay, so when I was playing this, there was like one time I got a doll. Like I got a children's toy. So I think this is entirely randomized, and honestly, out of these, I would take the pornography. So let's fucking go. Yes, I'll take the pornography. I take my find to the crowded payment desk. Then when it's my turn, I have to speak quite loudly to be heard. Does the name Oleander mean anything to you? It does. They look at my find placed on the counter. Are you sure you want to use his favor for that? Yes! I will use his favor to buy the Kama Sutra. I think this might be the fact that this is the main game. Oh my god, maybe it's the main game. Oh my god, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Oh my god. Yeah, I am. I have no idea what his favor is worth, but I can't think of worse thing to spend it on. You could always have gotten a jar of rodent skulls. I think the sutra is the best. The Kama Sutra is like probably the best thing we could have gotten, frankly. Like, oh god, just take it. The shopkeeper shrugs but hands me a little tag. I take my trinket and head to the door. I'm let out of the shop only when I show a black-cloaked figure the tag. Nice cloak. Likewise. And that is the end of my little adventure at Satine. I follow Wander's finest directions to a squat apartment building. I have to climb 2 flights of creaky stairs to find the room indicated on the ladder. I knock. Oleander? The door is unlocked, darling. Oh. It takes a little maneuvering to twist the doorknob when I'm carrying several parcels, but I get it done. The room I enter is heavily perfumed, with elegant lamps on every flat surface and an abundance of colorful fabric draped from the ceiling. Welcome to my parlor. Oleander is lounging in a well-loved armchair, his head drooped back. He must only see a sliver of me through the eye holes of his mask. I didn't realize that as an assistant I would be doing your shopping. This is a shopping trip for your benefit. He stands up. Well, what kinds of treasures did you find? I hand him the wine bottle. Good job not spoiling the surprise. The shopkeeper called me a pheasant. Don't mind her. That's just her way. We parted on good terms, I think. Oh? She was happy to be rid of me and I was happy to leave. A happy arrangement for the both of you then. What else did you find? You went to Sati like I told you. Okay, what will he react to the Kama Sutra? I need to know. I did. Good, Vigil. I roll my eyes but bring out my discovery. My goodness, you brought smart with my favor! What will Sati think of me? Nevertheless, I approve. I have to send this to Pasta! I bought the Kama Sutra with his money! Oh my god, wait, I wanna send this to Pasta. Oh my god, give me a second. I'm crying. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so stupid. Nevertheless, I approve. Oh my goodness, you bought smart! He dropped his voice low and he's smiling, I can hear it. Is he flirting? Bro, you bought a fucking Kama Sutra, what do you expect? For him to not take it as an invitation? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm crying. I wonder what's his reaction to the other items, but honestly, I could always check it because I made like 3 saves. Anyways, you haven't collected the rent clothes, have you? I went to the dress cave. Ah, then you met poor Bobbin. He's some kind of cousin to the owner. That's the reason he works there. He's not well suited to the job. He was funny. Well, I thought he was funny. Oh, I don't disagree. He's very funny. Unfortunately, he's not trying to be. I doubt he'll be in the merchant business much longer. I bring out my purse but don't open it. Do I get to see it? Once I'm wearing it, maybe. If you're going to keep me in surprise like this, I suspect that it will be very good. If you get your hopes up too high, I'll never meet your expectations. I will set my hopes as high as I please. If you want to satisfy me, you'll simply have to work for it. With that, he starts in on party preparation. He's going to his usual outfit. He has a brand he needs to maintain. He handles the wine while I go to the small side room to get dressed. I re-enter the parlor with my cloak wrapped tight around me. Ah, Beza. Do I finally get to see what outfit you've chosen? Let's show off. Let's show off. I want to show off. I spread my arms wide, lifting the cloak away from my body. I pull it back on my left side, then my right, turning my body to give him a better look. Then, on impulse, I turn on the spot, letting my cloak flare up and out. Oleander claps. Bravo! Wearing black under your cloak, you're going to blend into the shadows. If I'm hiding in the shadows, I'll be able to watch without being observed. And you'll be able to listen into plenty of conversations. Merchants ought to know their clients well, right? That they do. You'll be my shadow then. A shadow that can be sent across a room. I prefer to keep you very close for the most part. A man's shadow belongs to his feet. Damn! At any rate, you've chosen something stunning. You'll have to chase off work offers with a stick. I wasn't planning on taking a different job. Your rate is quite good. Good. Stick with that. And as an incentive, He steps to the side and picks up a parcel of a chair. A gift. This one you can keep. I open the parcel and out spills the length of slate gray fabric, thick and smooth. In the fabric there is a shimmering pattern. I thought you might still wear your cloak over your very fine outfit. If you must, at least wear something worthy of an event and your own charms. Something clatters to the floor. A heavy silver brush has fallen out of the folds of a fabric. You're not going to ask this back from me? Jesus. It would hardly be a gift in that case. And I don't owe you money for this? It's a gift, Vesa, not a debt. It's yours. Thank you. And anyways, it came to me at no great cost. A lovely young thing forgot it here several months back. I just want a brush to finish the outfit. I roll my eyes. Leftovers from a previous conquest. Thanks. It's clean and it's yours now, so stop grousing and get changed. I do. Then we are left off to the party. Alright. The party is being hosted in a mansion, of course. There is no formal government within the underground, but there are the richest and most powerful families in it, the lords of the marketplace. We go beyond the ruby walls to the center of the richest neighborhoods. The mansion is whitewashed and light floods from the open doors and windows. There are several stories to it, but there's a strangeness to the architecture. It feels put together from disparate pieces, as though the mansion was expanded several times and each was designated by a different hand. Designed. Jesus. Well, it's nice to see that the good Lord Valentine is counting his explorations into the world of architecture. This is new. The wings we're entering was not here the last time I visited, though in fairness that was in another life. We pass through the gate and are met by several attendants. Here's my invitation and this is my +1 vigil. Welcome, sir. Alright. We pass into the mansion. The main room is open and tall and at least 2 stories. There are balconies overlooking the main ballroom floor and I can see some heads turn our way as we enter. A member of the staff approaches and Oleander is quick to hand over the bottle of wine. Send this to Clarity. Then he directs his attention my way. Tell me honestly now, what's your drinking tolerance? Okay, this is really important. Because if your drinking tolerance is low, and you drink too much, you get a bad ending. So I'm just gonna say I have some tolerance. And just don't take every drink, basically. I think with some tolerance you can take 2 drinks without a bad ending. If you drink a lot, you can basically take all the drinks, and if you don't drink, I don't know, I never took that one. Well, that's good to hear. Some folks like to drink together as a social activity. It's always nice to partake with others. That said, keep it to 1 drink tonight. Yeah, keep it to 1. I need you to keep your head on your shoulders. Is that an order, sir? Says all you like, but this is work for you and I. Just because it's happening while others play, doesn't mean we get to fool around the same way. We stop loitering on at the door. Oleander is quick to spot someone. Is that my favorite bell ringer over there? Someone turns, their mouth is uncovered, so I can see their transformation from confusion to happiness as it happens. Son of a... It's Oleander! That's all it takes for a significant attention to come our way. We miss you, darling. How has business been lately? How would you leave us for so long? How could you leave us? He revels in it. He is in his element. I have been pinning away for this party since I've been gone. Unfortunately, there was a very good opportunity waiting for me in the dust chambers and I couldn't resist. You went down in the dust chambers? And it makes for a good story, but first... He gently waves an arm in my direction. I'm the newest vigil, pleased to meet you. This feels like the kind of people who expect to be bowed at, so I give them a deep nod. I hardly saw you! A good shadow is always present, but rarely noticed. You got one with quite a tongue this time. I'm rather fond of this vigil. New though they may be. The last vigil was skilled, but not much of a social being. Though I heard the last vigil found something very social to do for himself. Yeah, he did. I was disappointed to learn he was leaving, but I can't fault him for his reasons. Damn, the firecrackers going off my neighborhood crazy. You, on the other hand, he turns to me. I expect you to stay by my side for a long time to come. No running off to get a job as a pleasure parlor bunny, you hear? What are you going to do to keep me? Oh! I like picking fights with this man. I don't know, being a pleasure parlor bunny sounds pretty fun. What are you going to offer to compete? I offer you good wages and education, and you demand more? There are some unique benefits to working at a pleasure parlor. Well, Vigil, I think these kinds of contract negotiations better happen in private, unless this public negotiation is another benefit. I can't help but laugh. Oh, he's found another one like him! You two are going to be unbearable! Now don't say that, you'll make poor Vigil feel terrible. If you're going to flirt with your assistants, I'm going to be feeling terrible. Spoil sport. Very well. Vigil, go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy a nibble or two. If I need you, I'll track you down. Alright. I'd frankly rather stay with Oleander, given that I'm his +1 and he's the only person I know here. But I'm intrigued by what kind of food gets served at a part like this. Okay, we might get a bit effed up because we picked up the... I should realize we might get a bit effed up because we picked up the Kama Sutra. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I just realized you might have made a mistake. Let's see. There are several tables laid out, guests, each of them unique. I pick one at random and start putting little niblets wrapped in thin, crackling layers or fried dough on a plate. There's also a member of the staff at one end of the table with special bottles. Stick with food, don't get a drink. Not yet, I decide. Maybe later on. I take a turn around the room, admiring the art on the wall and some of the prettier outfits on display. One of the great blessings about being masked is that no one can see me staring. I leave my plate of niblets on the table. I hope it's for collection when I'm done with it. I stop my tour around the hall in a dark corner. There are a lot of dark corners in a place like this, of course, but this one is unique, unoccupied. I can see a crowd of people where I believe Oleander was before, so I presumably he's still there and amusing the group. Oh my god. There are a few well-dressed people getting significantly more attention from the staff than the other guests. These might be the Lord Valentines or others so-called nobles of the marketplace. Mostly my vision is occupied by the bright clothes most of the guests are wearing. This hall might even put the dress cave to shame. Seriously, this is... I hear someone to the left and behind me, which is a bit strange given my back is to a wall. I turn and I cannot see anyone, of course. This is good, but the voices are still there. Curious, I lean just slightly towards the source and focus. If word about this is right, the motherlode of silver dust is real. Then we gotta move fast. Oh hell. Silver dust is a drug, and not the domesticated sort like sweetgrass or alcohol. Its trade in the underground is tied to dangerous folks. The only deal Leander hadn't let me see in person involves silver dust changing hands. There is every chance that this is information that will be dangerous for me to hear. But you gotta listen because who cares? I breathe in and stay put, keeping my ear turned to the wall. My source is on the boat. They say it's coming in 2 weeks. I keep listening. The strangers argue about the reliability of the source. They bicker about what they can do with potential inside information. Then, very suddenly, a large painting swings off the wall and towards me. I jump away. The painting swings closed and I see a woman in a billowing cloak with peaks of a close-fitting, feathery gown underneath. Okay, there's a secret room behind the painting. After a second, she seems to notice me. We should just stay and seem chill. I stay put even not to acknowledge her. I'd say the painting coming off the walls scared the daylight out of me if I had any daylight left to spare. I didn't mean to startle you. I assume you didn't. That wouldn't be a very kind thing to do. What the fuck am I doing? My mouth is running on its own. Lord Valentine likes his little hideaways. In a house as big as this, he's probably got dozens of them. I'll have to be careful opening any doors. Or paintings. Who knows what I'll see. Do be careful, there are so many of people engaging in fragrant delicto. And Lord Valentine doesn't mind. I wouldn't dare assume either way. She's maintaining a conversation, but it's obvious in her body language that she doesn't want to be here. That does feel like a dangerous thing to ask the Lord. Do you mind all the going on at your party? Feels like the sort of thing you say to get kicked out. Yes. Goodbye. Farewell. Pleasure talking with you. Yoink! I hold my breath and she leaves and then sigh. 1 point to me for making someone dangerous so uncomfortable they leave. I can let Orlando know about what I've heard once I know we're in private. I decide to continue my trip around the hall before anyone else emerges from a painting. Care for a drink? Do not! Do not! Someone steps in front of me holding out 2 wine glasses. What? Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you and I thought this was the best way to break the ice. I'm Adonis. Never trust a man called Adonis. Vigil. It's a pleasure to meet you, Vigil. Now about that drink. Decline. Decline. No wine for me, but thank you for the offer. Are you sure? It's quite good. He sips from his own glass. I'm sure. Very well then. He places the glass on the tray of passing staff member and smirks. With his mouth exposed, I can see a handsome crookedness in his smile. And what was that about catching your eye? I confess, I was seeing a peek of your outfit from under your cloak. That's a very clever way to make sure your clothes feel a little more forbidden. Well, I dressed to impress specifically you, so I'm pleased it worked. If I'd known you were dressing for me, I would have picked a more daring opening move. Next time. There's a little promise in the word next time. Well, don't let me stop you from your turn around the room, but if a conversation partner would be amenable to you? Amenable, Jesus. Why are these words so similar? I could be convinced. I start walking and Adonis keeps my pace, staying close enough to me to make it clear that we're walking together without crowding me. If random strangers are going to approach me out of nowhere, I can only hope all of them have Adonis' social graces. Well then, where are you taking us? I found my greatest joy in the marketplace to be wandering around and seeing what happens, and so I intended to continue that. Just wondering, sure a capable guide could give you a better time. Oh, I'm certain one could. My employer gave me a direction to Satine and that was a fascinating shop. Or labyrinth. Oh, this is where we might get a bit fudged. Oh, good old Satine. What an institution. I'm certain you found something fascinating. No! Vesper, don't just say that you bought from a random ass store. This is what I said that we might get over. I forgot that you talked to Adonis about Satine. Oh yeah, I'd rather like my new porno book. However, I only found my employer in the first place through wandering the marketplace. Well, consider this. You have wandered over my path now. Perhaps I'm like your employer, someone who can provide another map to the market. I'm considering it. What sorts of wonders would you guide me to? Adonis begins to talking quickly and with enthusiasm for the food of the underground. Every kind of person lives under the mountain and they have brought every type of cuisine with them. And then there are business agreements and marriages, and suddenly there are new combinations of flavors. I think it's fair to say that he likes his food. As we continue talking, he subtly begins taking the lead in our stroll. He brings us down the hallway and away from the main room and then through one of the many doors. Dude. Oh yeah, I sure like my pornographic book, I says with joy. Little did I know that the guy that I was talking to was ready to bite my ass. The light here is lower and the sound is muted. It takes a moment, but I recognize the room as a library. The faint hissing of whispered voices confirms that we are not alone in here, even if I cannot see the other guests. Ah, this is nice. What is this nice for? Sneaking around, getting into mischief. Everyone loves a good library. This is a good library, I will confess. A soft moan tells me exactly what kind of mischief is happening just out of sight. Do you want to take a seat? Let's. There's an alcove with a padded bench, perfect for a few lazy hours of reading. We settle there and he leans in. I can clearly see the fine detailing of his mask. Up close, I can finally see that his mask is gilded too. So, Vigil, is that what I should call you? It's who I am for the moment. For the moment. I'm gonna have days off too. And who are you on your days off? Someone else. He chuckles. Message received. I won't ask anymore. Well, I will ask. What does this Vigil do on their days off? Tidying mostly? Really? You should see the state of my room. I have my... I have my book to add to the file. No! I shouldn't... He laughs, leaning in and bumping me. He rests his hand on my back and then hand stays even as he pulls back. I like that. To see a messy room. The hand slides up a little. He's being very familiar. To see your messy room. It's important to be specific about these things. No. No. We do the bad touch, stranger danger. I feel a little less at ease with Adonis at this moment. Being a little familiar with me, aren't you? Fake it till you make it, as they say. Well, not this time. He takes his hands off my back. He's still sitting close, but him keeping his hands to himself is already a significant improvement. Apologies. I see to it that I earn the right to be close to you. That being said, I wonder if you have a strict prohibition on all touch or if you would be less bothered in a more private scenario. The sound of rogue moan from amongst the shelves is a firm reminder that we are not alone in this room. You did offer to show me your room after all. Well, even if he's a little too familiar, I can't fault him for cowardice. I'm working right now. As interesting as that sounds, right now I'm working. This is working. So says my employer. What a curious person they must be. Here's his one word for him. Well, I suppose I shall have to put off seeing your... for an... Ah, the context is so funny! No! I honestly thought that it's gonna be personalized because of the porno book, but apparently it's not personalized. The conversation will go like this anyway, it's just that it's inserted into the sentence, but still. Until then, however, he stands up, then he takes a little card from inside his jacket and hands it to me, in case you decide to get in touch. It's a hand-printed card with his name and an address on it. Is there a secret password? He smirks wide and leans in. He whispers something remarkably filthy in my ears. Does that suffice? I'm still attempting to gather my thoughts. It's certainly unique. I'm afraid I must leave you now, but don't forget that address, that password, and you'll have my full attention. Don't. He's literally Leander's enemy. Oleander's enemy. Or like rival or something. But that was something. Unsettling. I know things are different in the marketplace, but even so, I didn't expect to be approached out of the blue like this. The best I can say for him is that he backed off a bit when I asked. It's inevitable that I would end up in Oleander's orbit again. Even if he wasn't my employer, he somehow makes himself to the center of the party no matter where he is. Even when he's alone as he is now, I'm able to smoothly fall into set beside him as he moves. Vigil, welcome back. Good to see you haven't gotten into trouble. Now, don't pretend to be my minder now. I'd be more concerned about you causing trouble. I've been having some adventures. Oh, enlighten me then. I think this is the kind of news you'd rather hear in private. Is that scandalous? What have you been up to, assistant of mine? You'll have to wait and see. Huh. You think that you're teasing me by saying that, but I quite enjoy the thrill of delayed gratification. I generally cannot tell if he thinks I have gossip for him or if he's simply playing it off that way to avoid suspicion. Speaking of which, the card I received from Adonis sits heavy in my pocket. I mean, you can actually tell him, and I think I want to tell him, honestly. I'm gonna just tell him. I have a new admirer. That bad, was it? I hold out the business card. Oleander takes it from me and his posture changes. Well, I may need to have a word with him. You don't need to on my behalf. It's not that. Adonis is a competitor of mine. Hard as it may be to believe, he doesn't like me very much. But I will not have him interfering with my employee as part of his feud. You think this is about you? He may very well find you intriguing and charming. In fact, I suspect he does. But I wouldn't be surprised if his interest in you had something to do with being my assistant. Yeah, if you accept Adonis' drink, he will straight up poison you and will tell you it's your fault because you started working for him. So yeah, for starting working for Oleander. So never trust a guy named Adonis. He returns the card to me. I suspect you're not interested in meeting him again, but if you do, tread lightly. Now, are you going to ask me what I've been up to? Have you been flirting and deal-making and putting yourself at the heart of the party? However did you guess? You are, if you forgive me for saying so, sir, a bit predictable. He chuckles, the sound coming from deep in his chest. He leans in close, his mask brushing the hood of my cloak, then he rumbles. Just because you haven't seen them yet doesn't mean I'm not full of surprises, Rizz. Oh? I feel like I've just noticed a seed drop that I'd been waking past unawares. As much as I'm startled by it, the adrenaline rush that also comes is thrilling. But how about the drink first? Now I accept your drink. That sounds nice. It does, doesn't it? He decides over a He waves over a member of the staff who is carrying a tray. He takes 2 glasses and hands one to me. Cheers. We clink our glasses together and I enjoy a sip. Then, to my surprise, Orander takes a silent step back. Before I can respond, someone has replaced him. A man, I think, wearing a gilded wolf muzzle mask with a distinct patina. Hello, you're the newest vigil, if I recall. I am. Excellent. I was looking forward to meeting you. I'd say the same, but I don't know who you are. Ah, yes, you can call me... They think about it just long enough that they may be putting on a show. Wolf. That'll do nicely. Pleased to meet you, Wolf. I'm certain that's your name. I see why he likes you. Thank you. Is that why you wanted to meet me? In a manner of speaking, yes. I don't know how much you know about Oleander's previous assistants. Only that the last one left to pursue another career. Well, that was an unusual case, but some of his other assistants left when they founded trading careers of their own. Makes sense. Treat working for him like an apprenticeship. Exactly. And those assistants have gone on to being quite successful. And unfortunately, I fail to see their potential in time. So I'm a business opportunity. Patron sounds more appealing, I would say. I think I could bring a few opportunities your way, and in exchange for that assistance, you might be able to find some things you could do for me. Can't say I expected this. It's an appealing offer, but do you need a response now? Parties like these feel like a good place to propose deals, but not to seal them. He laughs. No, I agree with you. This is neither the time nor the place to make the choice. He picks up 2 wine glasses from the pressing tray and holds one out for me. But you think on it, won't you? Decline the drink. Decline the drink. We already took one. I wave my hand just enough to signal my rejection of the wine. No need to bribe me. I think on this offer even if you didn't give me a wine. I would be an idiot not to take this chance. I doubt the patron can open more doors for me than Oleander can, but if I have even more chance to find Lunar equal without him, I need to take it. But I'm not about to be desperate about it. My new patron leaves and Oleander fills the gap as if he was never gone. Have I lost you to a better offer then? I received a very tempting offer to become a pleasure parlor bunny. But I remember you ordered me not to do that, and so we renegotiated. Well, I'm glad I could trust somebody to stand by me. And now I have an important question. I'm bracing myself. How are you at dancing? Oh, I'm quite good, sir. I can bust a move. I'm quite good, actually. What a coincidence. So am I. Shall we show the rest of the party how it's done? He offers me his arm. I like the sound of that. The music strikes up a new tune as we cross onto the dance floor. Oh, the scene! Well timed. You'd be surprised how often a little observation and foreknowledge will go into impressing people. He settles his hands on my waist. I take the lead this time. Look at his hands! His hands are so massive compared to mine! Ah, I love him. Oh, not going to let me sweep off your feet? That is something I would love to see. The music is playing a sultry tune in forward, and it's easy to predict the style of the dance Alan is going to take. His hand closes around mine, and we begin to glide across the dance floor. He's a confident leader, and I know exactly how to follow. So, Vigil, what do you think of this? Never imagined myself at a party like this before. Oh, okay, chat, is it impressive or is it vulgar? I understand why so many stories are said during these kind of fancy parties now. There's something unreal to this kind of festivities in there. Music, indulgence, sex, and the beautiful mysterious stranger. I like to read that book. And from the sound of it, you've made some good progress as my assistant. It's a start. He signals a turn, then swings his arm out. I spin towards, then back in. He holds me closer, bends forward in a shallow dip. And what do you think? Is this life something you like? I like this, it's what I need to do. I like it. I did it because I love it. I like this. The life of a merchant's assistant isn't so bad. I think I could come to enjoy this. Oh, so beautiful outfit and a high-class party are only enough to make you think you might enjoy this life? What'll it take to convince you? You're insatiable. You'll just have to keep impressing me. That won't be too hard for you, right? I'm glad you're beginning to understand. I love you, man. We turn across the dance floor. It isn't a contest, but we are easily the most graceful pair on the floor. Oleander's hold on me is firm but proper. He makes no effort to pull me closer into the dance hold or sink his hand lower than it should. For a man so open and forward about his sexuality, it comes as a bit of a surprise. I suppose I've judged him unfairly in that way. I have an impulse, and I do not deny it. I hold tighter to Orlando's shoulder and pull myself just a bit closer. It doesn't take long for him to understand. Oh, is that the game we're playing? He growls those words! Okay, sorry chat, my bad. And his hand presses firm and lower on my waist. I can feel the beat of the music intensify. Then he dips me again. His face is so close to mine I can hear our masks scrape against each other. I know he likes to present himself as always having fun, but this is the first time I feel like he's having fun without any secondary motive. We're just dancing. When the music ends, he retreats to the edge of the dance floor. Vigil, let's talk. How worried should I be? Not worried at all. Basically, if you drink a lot of alcohol, he tells you that you've been drinking too much alcohol and he sends you home. You are not about to be admonished. That's a relief. I'd hate to see what you look like when you're being serious. Oh, that'll come soon enough. He pats my shoulder. I just wanted to tell you that tonight has been a pleasure. You're a bright little thing, you know. I do know. So glad you can see it from behind that mask of yours. I try to put on some imitation of his ego and he chuckles. I hope you're not becoming too much like me now. Given how much you adore yourself, I thought you'd like that sort of thing. He shrugs. One of me is more than enough, I think. I wouldn't want to inflict being me on anyone else. Huh. I don't think he meant to sound so heartfelt just then. Those lazy fools need to develop their own sparkling personality. And he's back. Well, I think I've been earnest enough to last me a year. Back to business. Come along, Vigil. This will be a memorable one. I feel a strange sense of anticipation build in me. Oleander's promising something memorable has, so far, paid off in impressive sight. He takes us back to the entrance of the hall, approaching a member of the staff. I believe Lord Valentine has agreed to meet privately with me. Of course, sir. The staff member starts walking and we walk half a step behind them. Just like that? I know Oleander's distinctive, but even so, I would not expect to just be taken to the lord of this household without some kind of proof. Perhaps he has a closer relationship with the master of this house than he mentioned? We walk back down a familiar hall toward the library. The staff member leads us through the labyrinth, and somehow we do not come across any couples in the midst of private business. Here you are. Thank you, Clarity. Oleander tosses the staff member a coin. They bow and leave, and Oleander knocks on the door. Lord Valentine, I believe you were willing to speak with me. It's Oleander. Come in, Mr. Oleander. Lord Valentine's office feels like a natural extension of the library. Lord Valentine himself is surprisingly small presence in the room, though not for lack of trying. He's dressed ornately. Sitting at an impressive desk, he nods to us but does not stand. Strange. I've taken the liberty to order us a bottle of wine. I'm certain you don't mind. Did he? Perhaps while I was off on my own merry adventures. Very good. I could do with some wine. When I threw this party, I thought I would get to enjoy more of a carousing myself. Ah, the terrible weight of being sought after. I hope for the sake of future carousing that fewer people take an interest in you. Lord Valentine coughs. Oh, pardon me, I forgot to introduce myself properly. I'm Oleander, as you well know. I pride myself in a merchant capable of both discretion and trustworthiness. He bows. And this is my assistant, Vigil. I bow. A pleasure to meet you, Lord Valentine. An excellent shadow you have for yourself, Mr. Oleander. I hardly noticed them. And to what do I owe your interest? Oleander slides gratefully into the chair across from Lord Valentine. I stay standing, hovering over his shoulder. I really am his shadow. I've heard that you might have need of a new merchant contract, and I thought I would put forward the best name I know. Mine. Lord Valentine chuckles. A bold stance. Tell me, how would you live up to it? If I had a pen and some paper, I would record the details of the meeting plainly. As it stands, I can only just keep up with the rapid conversation between the two men. As ridiculous as they might be, both of them understand trade very well. If I'm right, it's a lucrative deal if you can get it. A knock on the door interrupts the talk. Vigil, if you would. I answer the door and bring the bottle of wine. This is familiar. I don't say anything as I hand the bottle to Oleander. If he wants to pretend the wine he brought actually came from Lord Valentine's cellar, that's his business. Lord Valentine opens the drawer for his desk and brings out 3 glasses, short ones for liquor as opposed to wine glasses. Does the assistant drink, Mr. Oleander? No, they're not one for drinking. Oleander pours a glass for himself and Lord Valentine. He really needs to stop speaking on my behalf. Perhaps I need to give him another nudge to the shins later. Oleander and Lord Valentine clink their glasses together and drink. Oleander moans, satisfied. I love doing business with the lords of the market. You serve the best wines. There's an unusual taste to this one. I have to ask where it came from later. Now, where were we? Discussing the main man currently causing your trade difficulties. Right. Lord Valentine sounds slightly strained. Oleander is exhausting, but Lord Valentine must not have much stamina. We've barely been going for 10 minutes. If I'm to join you in your trade enterprise, I would like to know what you plan to do with your roadblock. We're still deciding. Between what options? Bribery may work if the roadblock is just interested in lining his own pockets. There are always threats. Lord Valentine's breathing is getting heavy. But I know you better than that. You're the sort of person who sees a problem and hires an assassin about it. What? You heard me perfectly well. You're... Lord Valentine reaches for his throat. Ole! Hush, Veza. All is well. How is it possible for a person to choke on air? Lord Valentine's breath comes in thin, labored heaves. He can't get his voice out. Lord Valentine pounds his desk. Well, look at that. You should be grateful, you know. If I had my way, I'd be killing you very slowly. What the f is happening? I couldn't believe my luck. Getting a real personal invitation to Lord Valentine's estate, no reference needed, and he was willing to take a meeting. Oleander stands and pounds the desk himself, leaning over Lord Valentine. Greedy old bastards like you never change. You're the same as you ever were. He levers his mask off his face slightly and spits on the desk. Just die already. If I don't get to savor it, at least make it quick. Lord Valentine stands unsteadily. He looks straight at me, one hand outstretched. I'm watching a man die. I can't move. I can barely breathe myself, my lungs squeezing tight with fear. He collapses, arms still stretched towards me. I'm going to throw up. I do, reaching violently and making a mess of the beautiful... Oh, I'd actually throw up. I was given only hours before. I only just barely pulled the bottom of my mask off my face. Oleander's hand is gentle on my back, running his palms in a circle over my spine. Well, you're certainly not about to forget this. I'm sorry you had to see that, Veza. Unfortunately, I need you here. I'm trembling. It's not just about Lord Valentine lying dead on the floor. How are you still breathing? The wine you made me pick up. It was poisoned, but you drank it. I have had a lot of time to prepare for this moment, including developing a strong stomach and high tolerance for darker things. If I look up, I will have to see his mask. I don't want to. But I don't want him to think I'm vulnerable, in case he tries something with me. There he is, unreadable. I know this is difficult for you right now. He cups my cheek through my hood. Aww. But right now, I need you to play along with me. You're good at that, Veza. Lord Valentine just died suddenly. He and I both drank the wine from this cellar, and that's all you need to say. I'm trembling in earnest, shocked from seeing someone die, fear that I'll be next. My empty stomach churns. I'm in hell. I have to scream now. Cover your ears if you need to. He turns to the door and stumbles towards it. Help! For the love of lunar god! We need help! Lord Valentine just died! Help! Chapter 1. Best? Yes! So there is best ending! You've learned the rules of the game. If I remember correctly, this was just a good ending when I played it. This was just a good ending when I played it. In demo. I guess they had the bug with it maybe, and they fixed it. Anyhow, to be continued. Oh, so Oleander doesn't have chapter 2. Chapter 2, the depth. Will it continue like that? Okay, let's see. Wait, is this just the credit? Oh, what? Oh, never mind. Finally, I got the best ending! Okay, so there's nothing else. What should I do then? Get booped by Oleander receives his shit from Kale. Oh my god! Refuse to give Cyrus what he wants to explore setting thoroughly. You can Experience all the Mosaic Club offers. Win the bet with Griff. Hurt yourself punching someone. Oh, there's an aftercare scene? Oh, that's nice. Okay, so there's 4 CG, 1, 2. There's a lot of CGs. Is it because of Cyrus and Kier? Kier, I don't know. I love him, my man. Alright, what should I do? Should I end it here? There's a lot of reading, honestly. The fact that I guess to explore something thoroughly means that you have to play multiple rounds and get all the options. Is there anyone in chat who wants to see more of the game, or? How you feel like? Kier's might take long if he also gets into chapter 2. Because I don't really want to go to Cyrus, but I don't want to go into the fourth guy either, so... Yeah, I might stop early today. I wanted to ask chat for, not chat, but like y'all, for some things. Mainly the fact of next week. As I said, I'm going to be streaming all 3 days, more or less, which includes Friday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And because Wednesday is Christmas, I was like, I don't really know what to do yet. I'm not in the Christmas spirit anyway, so like, whatever. But I wanted to ask if somebody wants to play DTI, because what is it called? There is a Christmas mission, like, what is it called? Like a story. So I don't know. Maybe I should take time to finish it, but I saw that it's very multiplayer heavy, so it's best if I play with others. I don't know if somebody is free for that, either on Wednesday or Friday, not Sunday, because I don't know why. I don't really feel like doing this on Sunday. So that's there. I'm not sure. I might ask on Discord as well. I'm gonna actually post. Jesus. The petard. Who added me? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna actually quickly ask on Discord. But yeah, I'm thinking what to do still. Otherwise not much. So I have to clean my house, and the day after that I have to what is it called? Cook. I have to make sarmale soup. I'm gonna make my classic soup. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna most likely end here, but yeah, I love Oleander so much. It's the bickering, chat. It's the bickering and the titties. I'm just kind of sad that his route is not out yet, so I gotta wait more. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go At least you got the best ending. Yes, that was my biggest problem, because in the demo, I got the same one. It's like you learn the rules of the game, but to learn the rules... Thank you, Blazy. Hi. So I wanted to say, I got the one ending with the you learn the rules of the game, but that was labeled as the good ending. The bad ending was that you basically were sent home because you drank too much alcohol, and I don't remember the neutral one. But I remember that I kept redoing only other ones because like, where's the best ending? And I guess that was the best ending. They were just mislabeled or something. Anyhow, I'm gonna go and do my Infinity Nikki stuff, because that is way too important. I should check up on Ryu, because so Ryu got her laptop recently, and we were at my place, you know. She was doing the Windows activation stuff, and I was like, oh my god, download Infinity Nikki, you have a laptop. And so it was like around 10 by the time she had the game downloaded, and we stayed together till 4 AM playing Infinity Nikki, and she was just like just adorably getting distracted by anything but the main story. It was so cute, honestly. And she got the froggy outfit too. I went for the bubbly affection one because I really wanted that floofy boa thing. I don't know what they're called. I really like that outfit. Anywho, I'ma go now, chat. See you guys next week. I'm gonna be posting my schedule tomorrow, but again, Wednesday I'm going to be doing some kind of Christmas shenanigan because I got like $2. I'm going to wear a Christmas hat, so it's gonna be like some kind of special shake. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play. I did ask about DTI in case someone wants to play, because there's a story mission. Sorry, there is an event story, and we can get but basically if you collect some kind of badges, you can get an actual reindeer as an item, and I really want that reindeer, so that's there. And other than that, not much, I guess. I'll think of something. We gotta enjoy Christmas somehow. Anyways, have a great night, chat, and see you guys the next week. Bye bye.